Good afternoon, Roger Hill, Weathering Heights, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. This is the VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook. Big picture, you can see the big trough of lower pressure, a lot of cloud cover, where most of the rest of the country controlled by this sort of flat ridge of higher pressure, and that's where temperatures are warmer. Incidentally, this is tugging on a lot of subtropical moisture coming in from kind of two different streams, one coming up the eastern seaboard just off the coast a bit. A little bit of a strip of clearing skies before the other system, more of the dynamic system associated with this trough of lower pressure, a full latitude trough it is. And we have this area of low pressure, and that's going to swing in a cold front. The two are going to combine and generally kind of pivot across northern parts of New England. And we're looking at precipitable water about 1 to 2 standard deviations. Nothing super extreme, but this is going to rain out some pretty good rainfall here. We're looking at a pretty decent soaker, all said and done, for the northeast United States, especially northern New England. Also on the weather map, we have this system here. This is Tammy. It's going to spin up from a tropical storm to a Cat 1 hurricane, potentially even going to Cat 2 or Cat 3, and then basically be a problem for the shipping lanes between Europe and North America. This is valid about 2 o'clock this Friday afternoon. European on the left-hand side, we have the GFS deterministic model on the right-hand side. Cold enough to snow north of these lines, 5,400 meter thickness, and just primarily rain is what we're looking at here. So running the computer model, this is valid this here about 11 o'clock in the overnight period. That's going to be 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and you can see basically just through the entire weekend, we're not going to lose this rainfall, and it just kind of pivots over our neck of the woods here. Colder air still to the north, warmer air still to the south. Most of the big trajectories go off to the northeast, and it's going to be leftovers, basically, some showers as we get into the period of Sunday night. I'm anticipating high pressure building in, reduce any kind of precipitation for Monday, so the first of 2 dry days working on in is this ridge of higher pressure, 1020 hectopascals, kind of elongated southwest northeast, and then a frontal boundary will work in for Wednesday. So the net effect is a pretty soggy weekend, 2 days of dry weather Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday we have this weather system here. Now after our outlook period, post-outlook period, we're seeing a pretty good rush of colder air working in. Notice the 5,400 meter thickness with these blue lines. Everything to the north of that is cold enough to snow or at least produce some wet snowflakes. So consequently, a little bit of that tries to make inroads here. This would be valid on the 26th, next Thursday, at about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. But precipitation stays a little further to the north, so maybe a little minor dust up in some of our locations of our mountains. And then beyond that, it looks like we're going to see a little bit more of a warm-up as this will start to ridge back, even though the flow is out of the west-northwest. GFS ensemble centered on the grid point of Montpelier, Vermont. You can see that we're dry up through today. This is what's currently taking place, and kind of double peaks here. A little surge of moisture comes in, moves on out. The main event here, it looks like it's going to be during the day on Saturday, and then sort of a secondary event on Sunday. And at times, we might even see moderate to briefly heavy rainfall with this whole dynamic system kind of pivoting overhead. Total rainfall is pretty healthy, greater than 1.5 inches and up around 2 inches. Some of the more outliers go up as high as 3 inches and as low as about a half an inch or 3/4 of an inch. So there'll be quite a range. We're probably going to end up close to 2 inches in many locations. Increasingly more important as we head into the winter months, we're looking at the 0 degree isotherm. This is 850 hectopascal temperatures. So temperatures are above the 0 degree isotherm until we get into the drier period, once we get into along about the 23rd, 24th. During the rainfall, we're going to be relatively warm, and then that crash in temperature, and then another warm up around the corner. Looking at the precipitation type, and you can see that it's predominantly all rain, just a little nick of snow, really not anticipating it. Looks like things are going to dry out before that gets involved. And then we have 2 dry days of weather and then back into more showers. NOAA National Weather Service Weather Prediction Center 7-day total precipitation amounts. You can see pretty high here. We're running about 1 inch with the blue line. That's 1.5, 2 inches in the purple here. So again, a pretty good soaker across a widespread section of northern New England, especially into Vermont and up into Maine and northern New Hampshire. In terms of temperature, North America has been spoiled just a bit. As we can see, temperatures from coast to coast above normal. These 2-meter temperature anomalies. Note it's pretty warm across the northern archipelagos of Canada. We're looking at parts of Greenland being well above normal, even into Siberia. So over the course of the next 5 days of high temperatures, the meteorological output stats, MOS, show temperatures running about, somewhere around 2 to 3 degrees above normal. And about 3 days later, looking at temperatures a little bit warmer, if anything, about 6 degrees above normal for this time of year. And in the tropics, we have a tropical storm Tammy that's going to spin up to a hurricane. It could affect some of the Lesser Antilles here, the very northeastern Caribbean basin. And then that's going to take a track something like this with a trough of lower pressure directing that and into the shipping lanes. This is Tammy. And here's Tammy, the National Hurricane Center projections. That's it from here, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.